Hi there, folks. I'm Foxxyboi, and welcome back to a DJ interview with DJ Vapor. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Felt pretty good after that set.
Oh yeah. So tell us a
Uh,
little bit about the preparations for that set with Club Finn.
Um, actually, a lot of the artists that I played actually came out with a lot of new songs. So I got very excited to put them in a new set and may hopefully express them a lot more than the song originally intended. So I wanted to express the melodic feeling a lot better than the song would have just without the visuals. So I basically mixed them together. I tried to harmonize them, and it, just to make them sound cool.
How long did it take you to do all this prep work?
It took me about let's see here, about a month and a half for the set alone. On the visuals, about let's see, about probably 3 weeks because it's all
Hmm.
Blender work. So I also got help from the AV team. Shout out to AV team. To help with that. And yeah, I mean, it's just a banger set. I had a really fun time playing.
So, what has been your experiences here within the VR DJ slash club scene?
Oh, I got in from a friend that has been DJing for the past couple of years. He basically gave me my first DJ controller that I basically used for the first year and a half until it broke. Then I right after that controller broke, I discovered Color Base. Then I started going to Shelter, which is another VR underground club, which is I just had such a fun time going there. I wanted to start doing my own stuff.
Now, you said that your friend gave you your first controller. So, what was your first controller? And then, what are you using now, both hardware and software?
I my first controller was a Pioneer. Oh, what was it called? It was a Serato controller. It was a can't remember what it's called. It's a 2 channel with God, I can't remember what it's called.
Oh,
But
no big deal. Well, how about what about the current stuff?
I'm using an FLX4 for right now. I'm hoping to upgrade to either FLX10 or some CDJ soon because I have a friend that sells CDJ, so I'm hoping to get some so I can upgrade my performance gains and explore new paths and new content I can make.
Wonderful. So, what about the software you're using?
I'm using Serato. I'm trying to transition over the record box because that's more widely known in the club scene. So I can play live more. I guess I can transition to playing live a lot better IRL.
Hmm.
But Serato's been my main software for about the last 3 years. Um, it's been nice. I just like how you can zoom out. Please, Serato. I mean, Record Box add that. I really want that. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Serato. Serato's been good. Been good to me.
Tried and true. Yeah. So, tell me, how long have you been DJing? How long have you been DJing in the VR scene, and did you DJ before that as well?
No, I did not DJ before that. I actually started in the VR scene. I started at a small club. Well, I guess it's not so small anymore. It's called Janitor's Closet. That was my first
Hmm.
ever set in VR. By Poku. Shout out to Poku. Yeah, it was just a small club that a lot of friends ran, and I played there. And I since that set, it has been going on for 3 years since I've started. So
What was your inspiration to start DJing?
Mainly, making music is one of it. DJing is like the other half of making music, in my opinion. You make music, you can play it out to people and let them hear your music more. Um, Another thing is it's fun to just get in a circle of people, play music that everybody likes, and just vibe all together. It's probably one of the best feelings in the world, in my opinion.
Absolutely. So who are you looking up to or taking inspirations from in the DJ scenes these days?
Oh, there's a lot. um, but the most popular ones, Sharks is one, Ace Aura is another one. Very big melodic producer that makes crazy stuff. Caval, some smaller people as well is like Nedbex. I guess well, Chime's bigger, so Chime is another big one, but he's bigger. I was not gonna say he's small, but yeah, Chime is another one. Those are the main few that have definitely been striving for me to DJ more and more in my genre. So
Mm. Now, why did you choose this particular genre? What is it called again?
color bass.
Color Blaze. Can you explain that a little bit more in depth for me?
So it is a mix of melodic dubstep and heavy dubstep, which is fused in sound design, which means the chords are basically built into the bass. That's how I would describe it to people. So it's a heavier version of melodic dubstep. That's probably the easiest way I would describe it. And I just really like how it flows together and works so well together once you can sound design it the right way. And it combines the heavy and the melodic so well together that no other genre can do.
So
So,
can you tell me a little bit about the techniques that you use to blend and spin?
well, I mean, I like phrasing. That's my favorite technique. Is just I don't even know if that's called a technique by this point. It's just natural, but phrasing is probably the most important part about color bass because it's has a lot of harmonies in it. So if you don't get the harmonies right, it ain't gonna sound good. Um, Also mixing in key is a very big factor into mixing color bass or any kind of melodic genre in general. I think. But I love doubling stuff. Doubling stuff is so fun. Um, I also like there's a technique I like to call a backspin tornado, where I have an effect in Serato where it does this like twister sound and it goes up in pitch. That I like the backspin and do like a twister that effect and the both of the like melodic impulses from the songs they go up in pitch for a transition to another song.
Interesting. All right. And what was the backspin tornado? I like
Tornado.
that.
Yeah.
Did you make that technique up or did you steal it?
I mean, I'm sure someone out there has done it before me, but from what I know, I haven't heard anybody else do it. At
No,
least
that's a
not the
new
way I
one.
do it.
Yeah, that's a new one to me too. Okay, so all right. This leads me into the next question because you just told me something that I had never heard of. Tell me something. What are some things that you think no one else is talking about in this scene?
In the DJ scene?
Yeah.
Oh man, I think the amount of visual artists coming into the VR DJ scene is starting to pop off a lot. I think that's one of the biggest aspects of going to an event in VR is the visuals because you can do a
Hmm.
lot more visually in VR than you can IRL. Because on IRL screens, it's literally just a screen. In VR, you can like put lava with lasers everywhere if you wanted to, or uh, you could do pretty much everything with Unity and visualizers these days. And especially with the avatars, it gives you a lot of creativity with how you want to look. And yeah, I mean that's I think the biggest spot where it's starting to come up a lot is the graphic designers and the creative artists coming up with all the cool visual effects and stuff.
Right, right. So I have one more question for you. What is a piece of advice you could give to someone who's looking to start DJing?
Mixing in key is not always necessary. I would just say if the transition sounds good, leave it because it can also build your personal style into how you mix. because I like the mixing key a lot, but I also found songs where it sounds better when you're not mixing in key. So this concept around people saying you have to mix in key, I don't think it's correct, because there are songs that you can mix in and out of key that sound like they're supposed to be together. So that and phrasing is probably the most important part of DJing, in my opinion, because you can do any transition if you phrase right. Yeah, if you phrase right. So yeah, that's my two, I think, advice I'd give the new people.
I think that's solid advice. Okay. Well, hey, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. I really appreciate it. And I think your set was great.
I appreciate it. I hope to do more in the future.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.